So we're going to talk about operations with integers. Let's start with adding. When you're adding integers, it's important to notice the signs. If you have 4 negatives and 3 positives, 4 negatives, 3 positives. Each of these 1-to-1 ratio here is going to create a 0 pair. That's going to cancel out. I can cancel out another pair and another pair, and my final answer will be 1 negative. Here I have 4 plus negative 3. That's 4 positives, 3 negatives. I'm going to create 3 0 pairs, and I'm left with 1 positive. Here I have negative 4 plus negative 3. 4 negatives, and then 3 negatives. Notice, I can't have a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 positive for 1 negative, so there will be no 0 pairs. So my final answer will be -7. So a quicker rule is this. When you're combining through addition, when you have different signs, that means you're going to be creating 0 pairs. 0 pairs is subtraction. So I would do 4 minus 3 is 1. What do you have more of? We had more negatives, so my answer is negative. Here, when I had 4 plus negative 3, different signs, so I subtract them. 4 minus 3 is 1. I had more positives, so it's a positive 1. Let's now talk about subtracting. If I have 5 minus 6, when you see a subtraction sign, I want you to circle it. And that subtraction sign is going to mean opposite up. So you're going to take the opposite of the sign and the opposite of whatever follows. So instead of having 5 minus 6, I would have 5. The opposite of subtracting is adding. The opposite of a positive 6 would be a negative 6. Well, now I have an addition problem just like I did up here. I would have 5 positives and 6 negatives. Those are different signs, so I subtract. 6 minus 5 is 1. I have more negatives than I do positives, so my answer is -1. If I had -5 minus 6, again, let's circle that subtraction sign to remind me that means opposite of. I keep the -5, take the opposite of subtract, which is add, take the opposite of 6, which would be -6. I now have the same signs. Same signs don't create 0 pairs, so they're not subtracting, they're adding. 5 plus 6 is 11, and I keep the sign, so it's -11. If I had -5 minus -6, again, we're going to circle that subtraction sign to remind myself it means opposite of. I keep the -5. I add. The opposite of -6 is 6. I now have a negative and a positive. I can't combine them, so I'm going to subtract them. 6 minus 5 is 1. I have more positives, so my answer is +1. All right, let's talk about multiplying and dividing. Multiplying and dividing are much easier for you, usually, because the rules are more simple. The rule is simply this. When you have the same signs, your answer is positive. When you have different signs, the answer is negative. I like to think of it like this. When you and your mom agree, it's a good thing. When you and your mom disagree, It's a negative thing. So here, if I have the problem negative 7 times 4, you simply multiply. 7 times 4 is 28. They're different signs. You and your mom don't agree, so it's negative. If I have negative 7 times negative 4, 7 times 4 is 28. Same signs. You and your mom agree that is a positive thing. Positive 28. Again, if I have a positive 7 times a negative, 7 times 4 is still 28. Different signs. You don't agree, so it's negative. When it comes to division, if I have negative 30 divided by 5, it's the same rule. 30 divided by 5 gives me 6. Different signs, so it's negative. Negative 30 divided by negative 5. 30 divided by 5 is 6. Same signs. You and your mom agree, it's positive. And then finally, if I have 30 divided by negative 5. 30 divided by 5 is still 6. Different signs, so it's negative.